Most companies, especially what you would consider either local companies or local businesses or small businesses, are either not utilizing YouTube altogether, or if they are utilizing YouTube, it is only for maybe like a hosting site for embedding videos on their website, like maybe their brand story or ads that somebody is not going to watch. In this video, I'm going to show you what your company YouTube channel should actually look like. And we're going to take this shift from, thinking about one-off videos or campaigns, and we're actually going to build a knowledge library on YouTube for your company. I'm Caleb, founder of the Video Lab, and this is the Video Lab show where we talk about video marketing, video content, and video platforms. A lot of times we find that businesses either don't know where to start with video or they're just having trouble staying consistent with video. And so we have developed a strategy to help them stay consistent. It's called the Video Brand Engine. And actually, in the description, we have a link where you can take a video brand scorecard and actually score your business where you're at with video, find your gaps against our strategy, and you can score yourself. And you know what? Send me the results of your video brand scorecard, and we'd love to take a look. So, when I say knowledge library on YouTube, what exactly is a knowledge library? So, like I said, a lot of companies, especially agencies, local businesses, things like that, are still taking the approach of kind of this one-off video. I mean, I'm in the video industry. I've been in the video industry since 2012 doing video production, and it's still something that, you know, from a production standpoint, it's still kind of like, oh, I'd love to be putting those brand stories together, those cinematic visuals and things like that. But what we're finding is that really people are not searching for your brand story. Your ideal customer is not searching for your brand story. They're not searching for the ads that you ran on your local TV station. What they're searching for are answers to the problems that they have, and you can be the solution. And that's what we're going to build our YouTube channel into. Your YouTube channel into is a knowledge library where you answer those questions. So, just a little bit, I'm going to get into actually how to build a knowledge library on YouTube and some of the different types of videos that you should be making, things like that. But first of all, think of a knowledge library as if you'd go to a library. Let's say you're in school, you'd go to the library to study. So a lot of your customers, people that have some type of problem, they're looking for a solution. And when they are searching for that, you need to show up with your knowledge, expertise, skills, products, services, all those things. And that's what you're going to build on your YouTube channel. Do I believe that the brand story is still necessary, still good to have? Absolutely. I don't think it's the very first thing you need to have in 2026 at the time of recording this video. I think the knowledge library aspect of it, and let me get this. Let me say this. These do not have to be highly produced videos. It can be something like what I'm doing right here. Maybe if you have a product, or if you're like a plumber or electrician or something along those lines, you might need to do some more like demonstration style videos. But a lot of these videos can be shot like this, like what I'm doing right now, and answering a lot of the questions that you would get on a regular basis. So the knowledge library is not for you, it's for your customer. And so as we get into how to build a knowledge library, I want you to keep that in mind. It is not for you to show how smart you are for your industry peers. It's not for you to throw around all of these terms and industry jargon and to show how smart you are. That's not what it's about. That's not what I mean by knowledge library. The knowledge library is for your customer to get answers. And you need to provide those in the simplest form possible so that you start building that trust and gaining momentum with your content. And really, what this is going to do is generate those warm leads for you. The whole point of video is leads and making more money. So, how do you actually build a knowledge library when it comes down to it? So, first of all, you need to know who you're talking to. All right. For the knowledge library to work, you need to know who your ideal customer is, maybe your ideal audience, your community. Whoever that is, you need to know them like the back of your hand. All right. So you need to know what keeps them up at night, their age group, the stage of life that they're in. Now, a lot of times I hear like, well, we have multiple ideal customers. But do you? Do you have multiple ideal customers? I really want you to think hard about this. Who is it, the ideal person that you'd want to sit across the table from over a cup of coffee? I've got my coffee right here. I'm drinking it right now. Over a cup of coffee. Who is that person, that ideal person that needs your services? We're not making these videos for a broad reach of people. Remember, this is not a brand story. This is not an ad. This is a video that is going to live here long term, that people will find 2, 3 years down the road, and it will be the answer they need to the problem they have. But who is that person? What keeps them up at night? And how can you communicate what you do, either your products, your services, maybe it's an online course, whatever it is? How can you communicate that in the simplest form? I'm talking like talking to them on a third grade level. Remember, we're not trying to impress our industry peers. We're talking to our ideal customer. First of all, who are they? Then how would you talk to them? So take a moment, maybe pause this video and write down like who would your ideal customer be? Or let me know in the comments. Write down in the comments, who would your ideal customer be? If you could just talk to one person, not a range of people, but one person. Who are they? What stage of life are they in? Age group? What keeps them up at night? That's going to be the basis for your videos. And then once you start kind of gaining momentum, you're going to start getting more questions, on your videos. You're going to start getting more questions. That's going to determine the direction of your content. If you think that, if you start making videos about, something going this direction, but they start asking questions about something over here, you better start answering those questions and taking your content that way, because they're asking specific things that you need to answer. So your audience, your ideal customer is going to determine the direction of your content. Okay, so first of all, how do we build a knowledge library on YouTube? First of all, we need to know who we are talking to, our ideal customer. All right, second of all, we need to actually frame our videos for what they're searching for. Okay, so what this means is if they go and they Google something, or if they search for something on YouTube, what are the terms that they're using? What are they searching for? Those are the videos we need to make. Here's a few different types of videos that you could make that are kind of industry wide. Like this video, what I'm making right now is just a little bit more general. It's not industry specific. So your videos, they you might have to adjust more industry specific types of things that they're searching for, but in general, here are a few different types of videos that you could be making that really that your ideal customer would most likely be searching for. Okay? So the first one would be, let me put it this way. Nobody likes making mistakes. So you even put that in your title. The number one mistake people make when selling their home. The number one mistake people make when installing a toilet. How to avoid the biggest mistake people make in whatever industry you're in. A clear path to avoiding these mistakes. People don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to feel awkward. So any type of video to help them avoid mistakes. Another type of video that you could be making are any type of list videos, like top 5 books for entrepreneurs in their 20s, top 10 things to look for in a wedding DJ. Things that give lists and you kind of rank them in that video. Start with number 10 and then work your way down to number 1 so people stick around in that video to see what number 1 is, or maybe they'll skip through the video to see what number 1 is. But creating lists, and you can even make some of these mistake videos into lists as well, like 7 mistakes to avoid blank. So any type of list video or ranking type of video, these are great videos to make and are actually pretty popular when people are actually searching for things. So remember, we're framing our videos for what they actually search for. So what your company YouTube channel should actually look like is helping them avoid mistakes, top 10 lists, case studies is another type of video that you might want to make. Case studies. How did you help this customer go from point A to point B? So case study videos, or possibly even customer testimonial videos. Let's actually hear from the customer themselves on how you helped them get from point A to point B. So case studies, customer testimonials. A lot of times, how-to videos are pretty popular. And here's the thing with some of these types of videos is that you need to be okay with this no gatekeeping approach, right? Here's what I've found when it comes, especially with helping people with videos, making videos, is like I'm fine giving them the cameras, lights, and mics, give them recommendations on some of those things. Because what a lot of people find out is that it's actually harder to do than they realized. And so people will come into the studio because we're the content easy button. We make it easy for them to make videos rather than them having to set up the camera themselves and do all these things. I'm okay with that no gatekeeping approach because a lot of people find it's actually harder to do than just hiring somebody to do it. So this no gatekeeping approach, sometimes as business owners, that's kind of hard for us to do, like to get over that. But over and over again, I've seen it over and over again on YouTube is that the people who take a no gatekeeping approach build trust faster because you're willing to give away a lot of this information, but your customers find that it's just easier to hire you anyway rather than do it themselves. The third thing that we want to do when we are building our YouTube channel into a knowledge library is that we actually want to start building this whole video ecosystem. So, what is a video ecosystem? What we coach our clients on is one long form video a week. We're going to call that the anchor video. And from that anchor video, all of our other content comes from that. It's made from that anchor video. So we have our anchor video of the number one mistake people make when selling their home. That is our long form video. And then we're going to take clips from that video. So we take, 5 clips, 7 clips from that one video. Then we have our short form content for the whole week. From the transcript of our long form video, we're going to create a blog post. We're going to create a newsletter. We're going to create our social posts. We can create carousels. We can create infographics. And so what you see happening now is like you start developing this video ecosystem that just kind of branches down. And then from 4 videos a month, or maybe there's 5 weeks, maybe 5 videos a month, you're posting every single day. And here's what I love about the video ecosystem. The video ecosystem, it helps build momentum with your expertise. With it really builds like authority, starts making you into a online thought leader in your industry. When it comes to consistency, yes, it's important to be consistent with a posting schedule, but what the video ecosystem does is that it actually makes you consistent with your messaging. And that is pretty much just as important as your posting frequency when it comes to consistency. You really start getting this ball rolling. We find that the momentum really starts around the 90-day mark. So if you're able to make these videos for like 3 months, that's when that momentum really starts rolling. So it's this whole messaging. It's a video ecosystem, but really it's a messaging ecosystem. So it's the same type of information coming across over and over and over. And people are seeing this message of yours over and over and over, and how you help in these ways with your videos, with your blog posts, with your newsletter. It just creates this momentum with this video ecosystem. Like I said, down in the description, we have the video brand scorecard where you can score yourself against the strategy that we use, the video brand engine strategy, the 4 C's: consistency, community, content, and creativity. That's what we rank those. That's the strategy we use, and you rank against those. And then you can see where your gaps are in your video marketing strategy. So I encourage you to go download that and send me an email. Send me an email with your score so that we can take a look and see where you rank and kind of get a conversation started from there. Let me know in the comments, what is holding you back right now from creating a knowledge library on YouTube? And YouTube is recommending this video that's popping up right here on your screen. Hope to see you in the next video.